singing waves. I'm your dealer and healer as your sorrows dissipate. 'Cause when you're about to stroke out, I sell jokes for clown, and I'll never run out. 'Cause this is the world of boy and girl. Heartbreak, love unfurled, and there's sadists and rapists, and you need to pay this and that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast in mankind's history. This is the Anti-George Crone podcast. And before I begin this incredible podcast, we're going to be talking about true conspiracies that just happened to me. You really have to hear this stuff because I don't even know how to make sense of it now. I need people to put the pieces together. I need the government possibly to put these pieces together because it's actually happening. And I think the government is aware. Coming from a scientist by profession, I humbly state that. However, we'll get into this stuff. So I just want to say, first of all, if you're listening to this podcast, thank you. It is the greatest podcast going. And I have there's all this flair. You ever see the podcast that I have all this flair behind me? Look at these amazing studio. I'm seeking external validation. That's what it feels like with these podcasts. I don't think podcasts are natural. I don't think podcasts are natural. I really don't. That's the way Americans collectively agreed upon. We're going to receive our entertainment like a weird recession of a 1990s sitcom, only worse. And we're going to provide information and ideas in this weird podcast thing with all this flair behind. Look at all the flair. I'm hiding behind a keyboard. That's a podcast. It's so strange. It's not natural. I think it's an anti-freedom, collectivist, garbage way of processing information because you're not processing the information from an individualistic way. At best, you're repeating jargon you heard, and it's a very confusing way of receiving information. I don't like it, and I don't like podcasts, but thank you for this is the greatest one, dude. This is the only one. This is the only podcast now. Only one you're gonna hear this stuff. That's for sure. Because I'm not seeking. I have flair. I have all this flair. I could never, dude. I could never do that. I'm not flary. I'm not tough. There's nothing about that. Like, dude, I'm not going to be. Granted, you could have a lot of memorabilia, personal, meaningful trinkets, I guess, and stuff on the walls. And this is a studio, and it could be meaningful to the individual. And at the same time, you're bragging, dude. You're bragging, dude. Come on, dude. Your external validation, you're seeking it. I need it. I'm a podcaster. It's so important. Really, dude? I don't think so. I don't even think it's natural. How about that? Oh, did he say that? Podcasts. I listen to him, though. I subscribe to a Patreon. Good luck. Good luck with that. So, we're going to get into the first conspiracy, dude. And when I went to Mexico to do Ibogaine and DMT, this is sad. It literally hurt me because I love this country, dude. I love it, dude. I think our ancestors who founded this country were criminals. They're insurrectionists. Don't tax me. Don't take my land. Don't take my house. This is mine. You had ideas of freedom, dude. It's so powerful. So I love this country. So I went to Mexico. Be open-minded because not only did this happen to me, it happened to seemingly a random selection of individuals throughout the continental United States. You had me outside of Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days, relaxing all cool, shooting some B-ball out by the school. A couple of guys, they were up to no good. Started making trouble in the neighborhood. Got one little fight, my mom got mad. She said, "You're..." So, outside Philadelphia, born and raised, you had my buddy Will. I'll just say his first name. Very, very cool guy. Very interesting. Outside of Austin, Texas, you had my friend Walt from Missouri. There's a gentleman, Mustafa, from San Diego. These are first names, so I don't know if I'll put these names in. Maybe I will. I could be making the names up. How about that? So, and then you had another individual, I believe it was Oregon. So you have all these people stretched out in the continental United States. What's our one commonality when we get there? Using the most sophisticated drug screening technology, the most current. We all had LSD in our systems. Furthermore, none of us autonomously ingested LSD. If I said, I'll take it voluntarily, more the merrier. Rock on, dude. Keep going. But the fact that I did not voluntarily ingest LSD autonomously really hurt me that occurred in our country. And then you hear about this horror stories in the 60s of the CIA dosing people with LSD. Then you start thinking, wait a second, if fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, causing someone to instantaneously be disabled by federal law, which trumps state law, but if you're a substance use disorder individual, you're a protected disabled person. Good luck defending your old lady if you're addicted to fentanyl. Or your family for that matter. But instantaneously disabled. I believe that. Almost instantaneously. You can take even a pill that's tainted with this stuff. It binds so closely to the NU-opioid receptors. It causes so much dopamine release. It's so short acting, however, lipophilic, so you can't take. This is a whole other conspiracy we'll get into with the medical industrial complex and Suboxone and long-term maintenance drugs, which Suboxone's a horse drug. Can you believe this stuff? It's a horse drug. It really is. It's a horse drug. It's a horse dewormer. Well, guess what? Suboxone's literally a veterinarian opiate called buprenorphine that is used in horses. And they're giving that to the population. Projection, dude? That's like the number one pushed drug, dude. It really is. Suboxone's so heavily pushed. Let's go back to the LSD. Not only do I think the government knows about this, I think there's something going on to cover it up to stop people from becoming aware. So if you have capability to buy like a 31 drug screen urinalysis, go test yourself for LSD. See if it's in your system. Some of these people were on street drugs. Some people were not. Some people were taking supplements. Some people were not. I was trying to probe. I'm a scientist by trade, so I was like, how is this occurring? This is a crazy phenomenon that all of us, all over the United States, all had LSD in our system at the same exact time, and none of us autonomously ate it. Scary, dude. And then we're all struggling. That's another commonality. And the mind control. You're not being mind controlled. You're not being mind controlled. LSD, LSD, LSD. You're not being mind controlled. You are not being mind controlled. This is not mind control. This is not mind control. You have a freedom of choice. It's not mind control. Fox News, Fox News, Fox News, Fox. There's no mind control, dude. There's no mind control here, dude. No mind control. That's what it feels like. That's what it truly feels like. It was really sad because I love this country so much, dude. Yeah, our founding fathers, man, were so cool, dude. Criminals, insurrectionists. Don't tax me, dude. Get out of town. I love it. So I don't love the fact that there was LSD in American systems. And that's so crazy. That's such a crazy conspiracy. What do you think? It's in the food supply? Maybe. I think this is even crazier. But the one commonality was we ate these cherry ropes, these candies. I'm like, I ate so many of them. Yeah, I love those too, man. I was like, no way. How do we all ate those things, dude? What if it's in the food supply? What if it's in the candies and stuff like that? What if kids have LSD in their system? Then it starts getting real weird. Kids are being poisoned with LSD. Could this be a possibility? Well, if it was in 5 random people, we all had it in our systems, it's highly probable. Highly probable. I don't think the government's doing it, the United States government. I think it's adversarial governments. But that's the conspiracy. LSD. So let's go to the Suboxone one real quick. So it's a horse drug. That's what it is. CNN. That's what it is. It's a horse drug. Suboxone's a horse drug. Say it. Say it out loud, dude. Suboxone's for horses. It's not for humans. Hey, that's crazy, dude. Hey, Suboxone's for humans. No, it's for horses. No, it's for humans now. It used to be for horses, but we don't talk about that, dude. We don't talk about that, dude. We push it, dude. We're Pfizer and all these weird companies that push out these long-term maintenance drugs now to have people permanently disabled. And you have to have it or you get really sick. You get really sick without your meds. You got to take it, though. You got to take it. We're going to push it. Well, can I just have oxys or something that's more healthy? No. We're going to poison you, not only with Suboxone, but there's another drug added. This is not a conspiracy. I believe this to be true. Look this stuff up. That's all I'll say. There's a drug added to Suboxone called naloxone. What naloxone is an opiate overdose reversal drug that also binds very closely, but not as closely as fentanyl. Remember, fentanyl is micrograms per liter. It's insanely small. You can't even measure that. Cartel sneezes, thousands of Americans die. That's how small it is. You can't even quantify it with your eye. You know, electron microscope. You need to weigh it on an analytical chemistry lab scale. This is like true. Sad, dude. Really, really sad. So naloxone's added to Suboxone. And why would you add an opiate reversal or overdose reversal drug to a opiate maintenance drug? Well, it's to prevent abuse. That's what they say on the pamphlets. This naloxone is added, and it's actually not bioavailable through your system, although you're ingesting 8 to 10 milligrams in a dose. My question is, why would you add an opiate overdose reversal drug to a long-term maintenance drug that cannot be abused? And you're telling me you can abuse it? That's why you're adding it? Well, guess what? You can't abuse Suboxone. There's a ceiling effect. 90% of your opiate receptors are full at 18 milligrams. So you can't take anything more than that. You can take 40, 50, 60. You're not going to be more satiated than 90 milligrams. Now, the naloxone, I believe, is getting into your system still. So that causes you'll never be satiated because of this naloxone constantly being pushed, and there's weird stuff going on with your opiate receptors. It's not natural. It's for horses, number one, and you can't abuse it. And now you're telling me you're putting naloxone in it to prevent abuse? Do you know what you're talking? What I hear is we have no idea what we're doing, or we want to create a revolving door that you need this medicine. And not only do you need this medicine, you're going to start using other drugs with it. It's not going to be successful. And you're going to be in and out of treatment centers and institutions. And we're going to be basically human trafficking people to use their insurance money to make sure you go to this rehab, you go to this other thing that doesn't even work to begin with. Conspiracy? Garbage, dude. Straight garbage. So we're going to end on a very positive note. What we're going to end on is I'll tell a story about going down and trying Ibogaine, right? I had no idea what to expect, and I'm going to be doing a lot of this on stage, I think. So I don't want to, give any of the really good stuff, but start with this story. When you do the ibogaine, you're hooked up to this EKG machine. Why you are is there's a phenomenon with ibogaine where your heart slows down, and it can to like a non-existent beating. You could like literally slow your heart. It's a side effect of the drug. Didn't happen to me. Doesn't happen to a lot of people, but it can happen. People have died taking ibogaine. And the EKG machine's there to make sure you're safe, but there's no reversal, dude. Joe Rogan can't even, he's trying to leg lock ibogaine. There's got to be a reversal, dude. I got to find a reversal here. You can't, dude. There's no reverse. If there was like a date rape drug, right? This ibogaine's like the craziest drug because when you take it, you have to lay down. You're comatose. And you're like basically in this insane psychedelic trip, and you have to lay down. It's not like LSD where your heart rate increases. You can have anxiety, you're moving around. Not like that. You're almost like closing your eyes, opening them. Very strange. And if you did date rapes, dude, it would be the most insane date rape thing. You're there for 7 days. Like, you're just like comatose, dude. If you just dropped ibogaine in someone's drink at like, dude, they would be scarred for life, dude. They would be traumatized. You'd be at a club and they just like freeze, dude. It would be insane. Plus, no reversal, dude. Good luck getting out of that. She drank too much, but she just like, it would be horrifying. That's an understatement. If someone date raped someone with ibogaine, it would be. It's almost like so awful that it's funny, and this is just from me experiencing it. But it's insane. It would be insane, dude. So, anyways, I don't know why I even mentioned that part. So you're hooked up to this EKG machine, and they come give you pills, and I'm like kind of chilling in this room, and there's a light machine they put on, and for some reason I had this like it was slowly spinning, right? It was like a starlit night, and they have like music playing. It sounds like a stomach. It's like a growling stomach, but like no like pattern or rhythm to it. It's just like it's like totally bizarre music. And the lights were spinning, and at some point in this ibogaine trip, the doctor comes in to go another pill, and I go. I couldn't even say no. I was like, I was like, stop. It was like instinctive. I was like, do not take another one. I took 1,100 milligrams, I guess, which is a lot. They gave me a lot. And the doctor, right? I'm trying to say no, and they're very professional, like medically. They go, they just ask, and they don't do anything after that. Like they have it down pat. But anyways, when I said no, I'm now entering into this ibogaine trip, and I'm seeing 4 of the doctor, dude. 4 of the doctor. Now the room's spinning. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, you may feel a little dizzy. And all I remember thinking is like, I think I said this. I'm like, that's an understatement. I was like spinning. And it was because these lights were on, and they had a slight spin to it. And now I'm spinning into like a vortex, dude. And somehow I managed to stop the light, and then it was like, oh man, everything stopped spinning. You know, like when you're drunk and you can like put like one foot down on the floor, laying down on the bed, and it kind of stops the spins. I was like it, dude. It was like so similar to that. But these spins were the alcohol spins times like 1,000,000. It was like that crazy, dude. Yeah, seeing 4 of the doctor. Too funny, man. Yeah, there's no reversals. Joe Rogan can't jujitsu ibogaine, dude. It's not a. You almost have to like go with it. So, what is another funny thing is like the sweat, dude. So pungent, dude. It's so insanely funny. Like it's like you deodorant will not do anything. First time I slept, like after ibogaine, it was like 9 days. It just poured sweat like out of me, and it smelled exactly. It smelled exactly like the ibogaine. It's like a root. It smells like like a plant, dude. It's insane, dude. You literally smell like a plant for like 2 weeks, and personal stuff. But someone I was with was like, "Whoa, dude, you smell you smell crazy, dude." Um, the sweat is bizarre. The sweat is bizarre. Then you pee, poop, everything smells like ibogaine for a while. I still kind of smell like it. The sweat is profusely, like, it's like a really strong sweat. I can't describe it. It's like pouring out of your pores almost. So that's a few funny stories from the ibogaine experience. I wanted to talk about these conspiracies and provide a little bit of humor because I know no one knows this. I know no one found out by chance that there is LSD in everyone's system, dude. What is going on? I really do want to find an answer to this. I have medical proof. Drug testing took 7 days to get out of my system. Other people have proof. Hell, I'll have a few people on that I was down there with. Why is LSD in our systems? What a cool question, dude. What a cool question to ask, bro. Huh. We'll get to the bottom, dude. We will eliminate every pocket of darkness on this planet, dude. By the end of this podcast, dude, that's what this podcast is. You think your podcast? I got flair, dude. I got all this flair. I'm eliminating every little pocket of darkness and evil, and I will find you. I will find you. And I will meet you with love, dude. That's what I will do. It's over, dude. It's over. It's over, dude. This has to end now. This whole idea of how you're getting disseminated information through a really unnatural way. I'm just telling you that. This is a cool podcast because I understand that fact. But the other podcasts you're listening to, it's like, it's very external validation. They're looking to, I like conversations that sound like this. And it's like, now you're acting. Now it's weird. Anyways, there's a bunch of mannerisms. Like, I can't watch podcasts anymore because I see through it. I'm like, this is so 90s sitcom-ish. It's really weird, dude. This really weird way to get information. That's not conspiracy. That's just being observant. That's being a normal American citizen going, I like freedom, dude. I don't like being mind controlled during an entertainment podcast that I thought I was going to be listening to for entertainment, but then they're throwing weird ideas and jargon at me that's very confusing. I don't know how to process the complexities. There's too many complexities. There's all these different narratives, and podcasts are the way we disseminate information now. Who agreed upon that, dude? I never did, dude. I said no. I said no to Waymo back when. I said no to everything, dude. It's the only way you have freedom. There's no freedom in saying yes. There's no freedom in having LSD in my system, not in an autonomous way. I always said no. 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 I don't want LSD in my system. Not today, dude. There's literally LSD in babies now. LSD is literally in babies. I can't believe this stuff. They're taking stem cells from aborted feces and Planned Parenthood, and they're injecting babies with LSD at the hospital. Mind control. You are not being mind controlled. You are not being mind controlled, folks. You are not being mind controlled during this podcast. Flare. Too much mind control, people. There is not mind control going on right now. There is no mind control. No mind control. You are not being brainwashed. You are not being You're not being brainwashed. You are not being brainwashed. People. Come on, dude. It's me. It's your boy, dude. Ross in Nazareth, dude. Spreading the good word. And you're not being brainwashed. You're not being brainwashed. You're not being brainwashed. You're not being mind controlled. No mind control. No, it's not a horse drug. It's a people drug. It's Suboxone. It's a people drug. Is it? Or is it a horse drug? You crazy kooks. You crazy kooks. What are you doing to me? Giving me Suboxone. Get out of here, dude. Just that's what you do, dude. Now you're just deflecting. Keep a close circle, dude. Stay vigilant, man. Yeah. That's a podcast.